channel, and we are at the airport preparing to board a flight in the next couple hours. I'm always early to the airport, but today starts our first adventure of 2025. But we do got to catch up on some things. I do got to talk to you about some things before I board, and it just never ends when you're a nomad, when you live on the road full time, especially in a vehicle. It's always something. But once I find a seat, I'll get you guys caught up. Let's talk about my car and how there's never a dull moment when it comes to my car. Just when everything was running smooth, I was preparing to leave for my big adventure, which is now today. This happened several days ago. I sustained some damage to part of my Subaru. I filmed everything, the process and all the stuff that I went through. So watch this clip, and then when the clip is over, we'll talk about it. I'm currently staying in a hotel for a couple days because I am not only preparing to start my first big adventure of 2025, but I also got to get my car fixed. I got some damage. I just filed a claim with my insurance company, and now I'm taking my Subaru to a collision shop to get an estimate and get the repair started, hopefully real soon. I was driving on the highway several days ago. A red SUV was in front of me. They kicked up a massive piece of metal, and it flew towards my Subaru, and it went right through my plastic grill and put almost a football size hole in my plastic grill, the grill that covers the radiator and protects the radiator. And so now I got to get that fixed. Also too, I noticed my hood shakes a lot. Even when I get an oil change at like Valvoline, they would open my hood, do the oil change, and try to close it, and then really try to close it. I'm like, it's just like that, it's closed. But yesterday, when I took it to a Subaru dealership and I brought the issue of my hood up, and he said, no, your hood is crooked. You know, it's not aligned. So also too, not only do I have to get an estimate for the football size hole that's in my grill, or almost football size hole, I'm also going to get an estimate on the side coming out of my pocket to get my hood fixed, because it shakes, and I'm always afraid that it's going to pop up and slam my glass as I'm driving. This is the damage right there. See, I can stick my hand in it. All of that piece of metal just took it out. And so that's what I'm here to get it estimated. Let's cross our fingers that it doesn't cost a lot to fix. It's crooked. You see, a lot of the hoods are flushed. This is not flushed. The hoods are down further. So he told me that the hood is probably crooked. If you were to look at a Subaru, you wouldn't see this. You see how it pushes forward?
Sure.
I bought it like that in Florida. I thought it was normal until I was like, how's everybody else's flushed? Right. When I drive, this shakes really bad. Right. And I'm thinking it's gonna... So there is a lot going on with my car, and I'm not mad. I prayed about it, and I'm good. Remember when I was in Vegas and this part got hit? That's not the problem, right? That's not the problem. The problem is that while he was looking at the guy that was giving me the estimate today, he was looking at this, right? And he noticed that when I told him about my hood, you see my hood, how it pulls out and it's not aligned, and it doesn't latch fully. See the hood, it doesn't latch fully. It moves. He told me that, see this piece of metal right here? He showed me it's all bent in. Not only this part is bent in, but he said, you see how this is all fading and coming off? He said that this has been replaced. This is not the original part that comes on this Subaru. Also too, he said that this piece right here, you see how that paint is chipping off? See how that's chipping off? And it's not flushed and aligned? He said more than likely this piece, he doesn't know yet, but he'll know when he takes it off, is an aftermarket piece. He's saying that this more than likely is not the original piece that came with the Subaru. Which means that he said that my accident that took place in Vegas was not the only accident this car has been in. When I checked the Carfax before I bought this Subaru, it said 0 accidents, 1 owner. He said, no, that's not true. He said the damage you sustained in Vegas is not enough damage to damage the actual metal framing of your Subaru. He said more than likely that this Subaru was hit head on to push the framing back. Also, I didn't notice that this was cracked too, so I'm gonna get this replaced as well. So how about my Subaru? My poor baby's getting banged up left and right. As you saw, I already took it to the collision shop. I only got an estimate to fix the grille of the Subaru and replace the emblem. That cost a total of $485 to replace. I'm paying that out of pocket. I'm not using my insurance for that. Also, too, I have to get the metal framing of my Subaru, the metal frame of the Subaru, the part where my hood is connected. I have to get that fixed as well because it's bent all the way back. I won't know how much that's going to cost to get fixed until I drop off my Subaru to get my grill fixed. He said once I drop off my Subaru to get my grill fixed, he's going to take all my grill off, everything off, and he'll be able to see the damage to the metal frame even better, and he'll be able to quote me accurately. He did not quote me yet. When I get back from my adventure that I'm going on right now, I've already have an appointment to drop off my Subaru. I didn't drop it off right now because they just ordered the parts and I have to wait for the parts to come in, and I'm leaving. So I told them when I get back, I'm gonna drop my Subaru off, and they said that's fine because by then the parts should already come. They'll already have it when I drop it off. Once I drop it off, then I will have an estimate of how much it's going to cost to get that my metal framing, fixed so that my hood can close properly. I literally did not know that the metal framing of my Subaru was bent when I purchased the Subaru, when I bought it. It looked normal to me. I mean, when I started driving it, I noticed my hood shook, but I didn't think nothing of it because I've taken my Subaru to get oil changes, and those guys I've noticed when I took my Subaru to get oil changes, the guys would try to shut my hood and then press down on it, and I'm like, that's how it is. It's fine. I never thought to think about, hey, maybe there's something wrong with the latch or the framing that connects the hood to the car. I never thought about it until I took my Subaru to a dealership to inquire about getting my grill fixed when it got damaged. I brought up the issue of my hood. The guy looked at him and he told me, "Oh, your hood is crooked. The frame is messed up." He said, "We can't help you with the frame or the grill. You have to go to a collision shop." And that's when I called my insurance company, filed a claim, and got in with the collision shop. That's how the issue with my hood got brought up, and now I'm getting it fixed. I promise you guys, if I would have saw that before I bought the Subaru, I never ever would have bought the Subaru. And that's just a problem. People are not honest. That Subaru dealership, I know they knew that hood was damaged. They had to have known. It was never brought to my attention. And then the owner of the car, they didn't go through their insurance company to fix it, or I would have seen it on the Carfax that it was in an accident, and I definitely wouldn't have bought it. So they fixed it under the table, and now I'm the one that's got to suffer and pay to get it fixed because people are so dishonest. So that's what's going on with the Subaru. Good morning. Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Hello, welcome.
Good morning.
This is going to be a fairly full flight today, folks. 20 smaller items that you have, like backpacks, briefcases, purses, or computer bags. If you could please utilize that space.
I made it to San Francisco. Still not out of the woods yet, still got to get an Uber to my hotel. I like this hotel. I like this airport. It's pretty straightforward, to the point. Wow, this is beautiful. Check out the view from my hotel balcony. This is stunning. Oh, man. This is a nice view. I did bring my shades, so I'm gonna put my shades on. I gotta do laundry, and I gotta wash my hoodie. I don't need the light right now. I'm gonna wash my hoodie, this jacket, this shirt. I spilled something on it in the plane, and there's a literal laundry mat right outside my door. So convenient. So I bought some Tide. I've got some change. Do the laundry, get a shower. Then we're gonna go find something to eat. I'm hungry. While my laundry's washing, let's do this 360 tour. I'm gonna cook a meal tonight. There is a Trader Joe's right up the street. After the tour, we're gonna go get some food and come back and cook a meal. And I'm gonna rest up and prepare for an awesome day tomorrow. Here's the kitchen. Right when you walk in, I like that they have this to cover the peephole. I don't have to put tissue in it, but that's the door. They got this nice piece of art right when you walk in. As you can see, there's a mirror. Got a beautiful stainless steel microwave, a nice stove, stuff to clean your dishes. All of the stuff you'll need for a meal. What? And then you got that sink. All the stuff you need. Cabinets look really nice. You got some dishes. Dishes. And then more dishes. Got our fridge. It's kind of old, but you know, what do I expect? My water. Bought these when I was in the Detroit airport. Empty fridge. A nice seating area to eat your meal, do some work, overlooking the beautiful view outside, semi-beautiful view, and then a chair. And then you got a couple of chairs right there. Okay. And then the living room, you have this beautiful sectional, and then 2 ottomans. It's a beautiful piece of artwork, and then the view. TV. Okay. Let's get this out the way. There's no lighting in here. I guess the only lighting would be this. Here is the master bedroom. Not bad. Not bad at all. Hello. And then the bathroom. I already took a shower in it, so it's not perfect. And there we go. A shower. Then it comes with all that stuff. It's a tub and a shower. Not bad. Google got me going down a back alley. Don't ever listen to Google like I am. I'm desperate, so I'm listening to Google.
Wait.
Jeez. The people here don't wait for you to cross the street. They are turning right as you are steadily crossing. You got to fend for yourself out here. Dang, okay, San Francisco, what? It's almost as if you got to have your camera out to protect yourself, because people will run you over and they don't care. It was so busy in Trader Joe's, fam. I could not take y'all in. I had to leave you guys sitting on the bench outside. But the bench was comfortable and the weather was nice. But I couldn't take y'all in. It was so packed. And it was a smaller Trader Joe's. So we're going to do a quick haul. Look at the cute bag. Cute. It's a pasta night. I got some Alfredo sauce. I got this truffle picante spicy pasta sauce. I'm going to mix the two. Not all of it, of course. I got some regular spaghetti noodles. These are only 99 cents. You guys know I had to get my mozzarella pearls. I got some ground beef. I got a red onion and garlic. These are my favorite protein bars. They're called Barbells. They are hands down the best protein bars I've ever had in my entire life. I'm currently taking a break. I've been editing so much that we almost missed this beautiful, beautiful sunset. We almost missed it. There's still a little bit of sunset going on, but this place is really beautiful at night. Take a look. I literally cannot believe that I've been editing so long that I almost missed one of the most beautiful, gorgeous sunsets that I've seen in a while. I've been so used to being in colder climates that I almost forgot what a sunset looks like and how beautiful it can get. It's actually pretty chilly for being California. It's cold. Ooh. And I think that's the San Francisco Bridge, right over there. I mean, I think it is. If I'm wrong, let me know, but wow. You can't get any better than that at night. Beautiful. All right, it's time to make dinner. Pretty crazy night out there. I can't believe that I have been so busy working that I almost let a beautiful moment, a beautiful sunrise, a beautiful sunset pass me by. Sometimes I get so caught up in my work that I forget to enjoy the moment, especially when editing if I'm in a beautiful place or an area. I'm so glad I looked up. But I'm hungry. Time to take a break and make some dinner. So what do you say we eat? The night is almost coming to an end. It's almost, what is it, 5:30? Wow. Dang. Been editing that long. I washed the pots and pans. I gotta dry it out, but definitely wash them before I use them. And now I'm gonna dry them. And I'm gonna use both at the same time. It just makes things go quicker. spaghetti. Nice. I tried that spicy picante spaghetti sauce. It's actually really good, and I mixed it with the Alfredo. Chef's kiss. It's really nice. And that spicy picante spaghetti sauce is a Trader Joe's brand. I have never ever seen it in the store, and it said Trader. It's spicy too. Woo! And it said Trader Joe's on the bottle. Cooking is so much better than going out. I'm glad I decided to make spaghetti. I was craving pasta anyways. Good morning. Your girl's up early. It's a little past 4 in the morning, and I just wanted to get up and get my day started. I have to check out in 3 hours, but I want to get up before I have to check out. I love getting up early now. My new normal is go to bed at a decent time, get up early, get up before everybody else gets up. I think 4 a.m.-ish is a good time. Maybe even 3 in the morning would be a good time to get up. Just to get your day started, get ahead of everything, work in silence and in peace. This is the most quiet I've ever heard San Francisco, and I've only been here since yesterday. This is why getting up early is such an amazing thing. You can work in peace and solitude. So quiet, so peaceful. I love it. Also, too, fam, I forgot to tell you guys a little bit about my train ride, which I promised you I would do over dinner last night. And I said that in the previous video, so I forgot to talk about my train ride with you guys. I'm going to talk a little bit about it because I just had such meaningful conversations on the train ride and met such amazing people that I just feel like it would be an injustice not to at least talk about a few of the people that stood out in my mind. And the first couple that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to put their photo on the screen and talk about them. They were a couple out of Japan. They were newlyweds, just got married, took their honeymoon in Canada and in Chicago. So they took the train ride from Vancouver to Toronto, and then they were going to stay in Toronto for a few days, fly to Chicago, stay in Chicago for a few days, and then go back to Japan for the university. The guy, his name was Ryan, and that was his American name. When I went to college, I had a friend from China, and he had 2 names. He had an American name, and he had a Chinese name. His Chinese name was Guanbing, and his American name was Andre. So when he introduced himself to me and said his name was Ryan, I automatically knew that was his American name. I'm like, there's no way you were born and raised in Japan and your name is Ryan. I mean, it could be possible, but it's highly unlikely. I kind of laughed inside because I was like, no, that your Japanese name must be very difficult to pronounce. But I didn't ask him his Japanese name. I just said, it's nice to meet you, Ryan. And his wife, her name was Mai. She's such a beautiful name. That's her Japanese name. So we all started talking, and this was during lunchtime. And we talked so much that the dining hall had closed for lunch. They were preparing for dinner, and they kicked us out. But before they kicked us out, our conversation was so beautiful. You automatically knew English was not their first language, but they were talking to me in English, and sometimes they would struggle a little bit with words and understanding me a little bit. But they did say that they loved the fact that I talked really clearly and not too fast. They said I spoke a little fast, but it wasn't that big of a deal because I spoke really clear, and they loved it. It was easy to understand me. And I told them, I said, look, don't be embarrassed if you can't figure out words, or you're stumbling over words, or it's taking you a minute to kind of get the word you're trying to say, or if you don't understand what I'm saying fully, but enough to have a conversation with. I said, don't even worry about that. I said, you guys are doing an amazing job. I said, you guys are so brave. And I said, don't be embarrassed if you're stumbling or can't figure stuff out. I said, you are speaking to me in English. I said, I can't hold a conversation with you in Japanese. I said, I don't even know how to say hi in Japanese. I was like, you guys are freaking rock stars. I said, you guys are amazing. You know 2 languages and I only know 1. I said, you guys are doing a fantastic job. And they were so happy when I told them, like, over the moon, because it is true. I said, I don't know Japanese. I don't even know the first thing about saying anything in Japanese. And they told me a few words. I forgot, but it was just a lot of fun. And as the servers kicked us out politely, before we left, we took the picture together. And because they were just a couple that I wanted to remember, like, they were amazing. And then another couple I met that stood out to me was one, they were married for a very, very long time. The wife was Canadian and the husband was from Switzerland, and they lived in Canada, taking the train ride. I only remember the wife's name because I spoke with her several times on different occasions on different days. Whereas I did speak with the husband. He was a lot more quiet, kind of laid back, but he did chime in and we did talk a lot too. But I talked more with the wife, so that's the only reason why I remember her name. I think his name was David. I can't remember his name. I'm not even gonna try to remember. But her name was Linda. And I truly, absolutely adored Linda. I remember how I first started talking to them. Her husband made a joke. We were in the dome car and I laughed and she looked at me and she was like, oh, he's just saying that because I'm deaf in one ear. And I was like, girl, and here you are laughing. You don't even know. Oh my gosh. And she saw the look of like terror in my face. She's like, oh no, you're good. I said, I'm sorry, ma'am. She goes, no, you're good. She goes, you called me ma'am. And I said, yeah, that's the military me. She goes, no, I like it. She says, I'm going to call you dear. And she says, I don't use that word lightly. And that just warmed my heart. You could see the kindness and care in her eyes. It was just such a beautiful thing. And we had, again, me and her had wonderful conversations. Her husband chimed in. I absolutely adored talking to both of them. And then finally, the last guy that stood out to me, and mind you, I talked to many different people over the course of 4 days. I met a guy on the train who is currently living in the city that I went to junior high in. And I did a year of elementary and the rest of junior high in that city. But then I went to the neighboring city and went to high school in. But he currently lives in that city and the county. And I was just blown away when we were talking. He's like, where are you from? I told him. He's like, what part? And I told him, he goes, oh, no way, I live there right now. And I just thought, like, what a small world to meet somebody that is actually living in the city that I went to elementary in and junior high in. Freaking insane. He was such a cool guy. We would bump into each other throughout the whole train ride and talk occasionally here and there. He's retired. His wife isn't. And she kicked him out of the house and said, you need to go do something. You're stir crazy. You're driving me crazy. Get out. So he did the train ride. When we got to Toronto, we both kind of walked the train station together, trying to figure out how to get out of the train station, asking questions together. When we finally figured out our exits, we stopped kind of in the middle of the train station. We said our goodbyes, wished each other good luck. He said he was going to his Airbnb for a night, then he was going to catch a flight in the morning and go back home. And I said, well, I'm staying in Toronto a couple days and I'm going to catch a flight and go back, to wherever I'm at. And we said our goodbyes and good lucks. And he's just such a cool, like, what a small world to meet somebody that lives in my town from elementary days. That is so insane. And so I've met many other Canadians that were super sweet and nice and people from all over the world on that train station. I met a couple from Mexico who lived in California, from Mexico, moved to California, from California, moved to Canada. It was just, I met another girl from Kazakhstan. She was super sweet. She was nice. I talked to her and said hi to her a couple times throughout the train ride. Mostly we talked the first night on dinner, and then throughout the train ride, we would say hi if we see each other. She crochets and stuff. I don't even get me to pronouncing her name. It ain't happening. She crochets and stuff. She showed me a really cool thing that she crocheted, and it was just, it was just a good time. It was really, really, really fun, and I just love train travel now. It's a really nice way of travel, a slower pace, and I can't wait to hop on more trains. I cannot wait. Also, too, when I gave you guys my what to look for in 2025, I was so emotional that I did forget a couple things. I do plan on doing international travel. I don't know how much. Like, my body can't. It's hard on the body. Don't get me wrong. I'm blessed and grateful for the life I live, but it is definitely hard on the body. Different time zones, things like that. But with that being said, there are still several states here in the United States that I want to visit that I haven't visited. Entire sections of the country that I haven't even been to. For example, New England, that whole area. I've never even been up in that area. So there are still places in the United States, here in the United States, that I haven't been to that I plan on doing, and doing road trips and doing series and stealth camping and, trying the local food and exploring this year. It's not just going to be all international travel, although several places that I do go will be internationally focused. It'll be more, I don't know if it'll be more international travel this year than last year, because last year I went to 4 countries. This year, I don't know, honestly, if I'm being honest. I do have plans to go to several countries this year, but it won't, I don't know if it'll be 4, if I'm being completely honest. It's just really hard on the body. So I guess what I was trying to say is that this year it's just going to be more travel, international travel, and travel here in America. Because like I said, there's still places that I want to see here in the country, right here in America, that I haven't been to. But we will be going international again this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. So just be prepared for that. Like I said, I checked out of my hotel today. I'm currently in San Francisco. I never tell you guys where I'm going, but I bet some of you guys have an idea of what I'll be doing in the next video, seeing how I'm in San Francisco, and this is the start of my next adventure. Think about it real hard. I'm not going to tell you, but that's all the hints I'll give you until the next video. This is the stuff I washed yesterday that I wore. I decided not to wear it again. I'm wearing something different. It's a bit chilly in here. Just a bit, not that bad. It's comfortable, actually. These are the snacks that I'm gonna need for my trip that I start today, that you guys won't know until the next video. But if you really think about the location where I'm at, I did drop a few hints. Some of you are gonna figure it out, but that's all I'll say. You guys know I love surprises. So I'm taking this. I'm probably gonna go down to the hotel lobby store and get a couple more snacks. I do have a little bit of almonds, and that should be good enough for my trip, but throwing these in there. And this is my hat. I'm packed. Kitchen's clean. Dishes done. And got my little editing setup over there. That's all the trash that I used, which is a lot, given the fact that I wasn't even in here for 24 hours. But I think that's it. I'm done. I'm ready. I'm going to jump in the shower, get redressed, finish up my editing, and get ready to check out of this hotel. Time flies, my goodness. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here. This is just, I love doing these videos because it shows kind of my life on the road as a full-time nomad. Yeah, I deal with a lot of issues, especially as someone who drives all the time. My home is my car, so I'm constantly driving, and freak accidents like my grill getting smashed in by a piece of metal kicked up by the vehicle in front of me is going to happen. So dealing with that, dealing with the hood while preparing to travel, it always happens. Every time I get ready to go somewhere, something always happens. That's just how it is. But that is just how I pace myself. It can get a bit much sometimes since I am solo, doing it alone, which I prefer. I love solo travel. I love living alone. I love being alone. I love it. But at times it does get a bit overwhelming because it just seems like I'm doing too much for one person. But I've learned how to pace myself, and I wanted to show you guys also too. It's like, hey, we're starting 2025 off with a bang, and not only with travel, but with the Subaru. And I just got through dealing with my van and having to pay, well, I haven't paid it yet, but got to pay $700 to replace the monitor in my van. I am no longer under warranty, so that is not free anymore. That comes out of my pocket. Whew, life on the road, man. It's more good days than not, but nonetheless, I'm still grateful. I was just thinking about the kind of day I'm going to have. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care. Peace.